Playing tabletop RPGs is a wonderful hobby. And I could think of two benefits of playing tabletop RPGs that make it unique. The first is just the relationships that you form. You can form some very positive relationships playing tabletop RPGs, and sometimes even friendships. But another plus of playing tabletop RPGs is the fact that, well, the story itself can have an effect on you. Maybe it was your character and what they said, and you were like, wait a minute, what? And it just made you think, or maybe it's the campaign as a whole that has impacted your life. So between players and forming relationships and the story, you have a very unique game here. So it's not just a game. It's not just to get down around the table and have fun, but it could be so much more if you let it. But with the good comes the bad. And the bad is what I have heard many times over the years, many different things. This is people expressing their frustration with their sessions or with what's going on when they play. And it's been something that has gone on and on and on for years. Now you expect this kind of thing with new players, and that's fine. But for people who've been playing for any length of time, for them to continue to keep going through these same things, you have to take a step back and then kind of ask the question, why? That sometimes is what these people do not do. They keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, which some people would call insane. Why would you do that? That's kind of disturbing. But let's look at it from another perspective, just for a quick second. Let's look at it from the perspective that they've been doing it for so long. They have gotten into a regimen and routine of bad habits that they don't see that what they are doing is shooting themselves in the foot. They don't see these things as bad habits because it's normative to them. They are not aware that they might be torpedoing their sessions and the cause of their frustration. Now, I did something a little different with this video, as you can tell with the title and everything. And I did that in verse because I thought maybe this might be a better way for people who have blind spots here, because that's what happens. If you think something is normative, then you won't see that that's something bad and you will have a blind spot. So instead of saying it in a way that you would expect me to say it, I decided maybe the inverse would be better. And maybe it might be easier once I lay these things out to identify just what you might be doing that is adding to your frustration or has added to your frustration for years and years and years. This list that I'm about to go through is not exhaustive. These are some of the ones which I believe are the major ones. The list can go on and on and on. But I'm just gonna give you 5 things that you can do to stay frustrated playing your tabletop RPGs. And you can make the evaluation on whether these are things that you are doing right now. So let's get to number 1. Ah, yes, this one right here. Yeah. All you just really have to do is just let anybody play at the table. So don't interview them, don't ask them questions, don't ask them their likes and their wants, don't do none of that stuff. Do not vet these people at all. Just let anybody join your table. Now, of course, I'm not talking about if you're going to a convention or something like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your local gaming group, or whether it be your virtual gaming group that you are going to play with on a regular basis. Yeah, just let any old body play at any old time. Don't worry about that stuff. Shoot, if they end up becoming toxic or just a problem player, oh shoot, don't worry about that, because at least, in the very least, you will have the numbers at the table. And, well, it's all about that, right? Oh, you don't want to do this one. No. You do not want to do things that will force you into a situation where you will have to do just a little bit of work and think for yourself. No, you don't want to do that. You want to let people just railroad you or drag you along into whatever game that they're playing. So yeah, don't ask questions and do research about the lore or the genre or anything about the basic mechanics of the game. No. Don't do that.
Stop it!
That's just too much work. What you need to do, it's simple. Just keep asking the same question over and over again that you probably could have answered with a little quick research about the game.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Yeah, just keep asking that question at the table, which, by the way, this actually ties to the next one on the list, which is you don't want to write down details about the game or details about the campaign or the mechanics or the rules, certain rules that you will need to know over and over again. And if you don't own a copy of the game, I mean, geez, why would you write that down to have it someplace where you could easily look at it and just keep the game flowing?
Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks?
What you actually want to do, and this is kind of like a tip, y'all. What you want to do is just keep asking the same question in every other session over and over and over again.
We're gonna miss you around here, man.
Don't try to, commit that stuff to memory. No. If somebody else has the book, then they can just look it up during the session. You can just interrupt the session all of the time by asking the same question over and over again.
Oh, that's not right. No.
And let me tell you something. What this will do, it will certainly ingratiate yourself to the rest of the players around the table. I'm sure of it. Trust me on this. You gotta look out for number one. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, this being a collaborative storytelling effort? No.
There's no I in team. Well, ain't no we either.
It's all about you. It's about you and your character. And you want to make sure that everything is going absolutely perfect for you.
Isn't that logical?
So don't do this together with everyone around the table. Don't make this a work that is for a team of people. No, make this about you. Make sure that everything is going perfect for your character. And well, in the unlikely event that maybe the GM will overrule you or one of the players might say something about it. Then when it gets to that point, a couple things you can do now. Some tips. Number one, you could brood. Not say anything when you guys are doing a virtual session and kind of have to ask you over and over again if you're there and things like that. Or when you're just sitting around the table, just go silent and just kind of sit there, put your head down. Don't look at people. Start to be disinterested in what's going on at the table. Make them ask you questions over and over again until they just cave in and give you what you want. See, that's the way to do it right there.
Yeah, that's it, Ticket.
But another way that you could do this, if you don't want to go through that, because that takes a little bit of time, what you can do is just argue loudly about it. Stop the game in its tracks until you get your way. There you go. And I'm telling you, your frustration will go out the window. I'm not real sure about the frustration of the rest of the players, but your frustration will go out the window. Oh, this one is a doozy. Yeah, you don't want to address problems that are going on.
What?
Either in the mechanics, in the game, in the relationships of the players around the tables. When you don't want to do that. This is what you want to do. You want to gloss over them. You want to ignore them. You want to bury your head in the sand and just act like they're not there. And then if it happens to be something that's going on with a particular player or whatever, or this rule comes up again and you implement it, yeah, just ignore that uncomfortable silence, the silent complaint coming from the table and the atmosphere that's created as a result. Yeah, just ignore all that stuff. It's not there. Play a Jedi mind trick on yourself. Hey, the atmosphere in here is getting kind of uncomfortable and tense. No, it's not. Oh, no, it's not getting uncomfortable and tense. Hey, see, there you go. That's how you have to just skip over all that stuff. Don't address that stuff. Shoot, and I am sure that your players will just keep coming back and coming back and coming back to experience it over and over and over again, I think. Obviously, I'm being facetious about the whole thing, but you get my drift, right? There are things that you might be doing or allowing that need to be taken care of. And let me add a little addition to the first one. Yeah, just keep playing with anybody at your table, even if they are your friends, even if they are your relatives, or even if they are your significant other. Yeah, even though that they might be a problem, even though they're not really gelling, yeah, just keep playing with them, because that's just gonna make everything so much better. Yeah, folks, you have to take a step back and go, am I doing any of these things? And if you are doing any of these things, might I suggest, unless of course you want to continue having frustrating tabletop RPG sessions, well then be my guest, have at it. But if you don't want to have that experience over and over again, then you might want to do some tweaking, a little bit of tweaking. And it's real simple, folks. Do the opposite of what I've just suggested. That's it. Do the opposite. You're going to find that things will change. And maybe they will change in the direction where you wanted it to go from the very beginning. Hey, if you learned anything in this video and you got any value out of it at all, then go ahead and do me a solid, y'all. Crush the like button. And also, if you want to stick around for a little bit, you can go ahead and do that by pressing the subscribe button and the notification bell too. Let's get to the question of the vid. And the question of the vid is this. I gave you six things that you can do to continue having a wonderfully frustrating time in your tabletop RPG sessions. But like I said, hey, I think I just scratched the surface. There's much, much more. And I want to hear from you, because there might be some that I didn't say that I have in my mind. We all have gone through this for a good amount of time. And that's where I want to hear from you in the comments. What other things can you do to continue to have an extremely satisfyingly frustrating time in your tabletop RPG sessions? You guys let me know in the comments below. That's gonna do it for me, folks. I'm gonna have to get out of here, so you know what that means. I'm gonna slide on in here with some snaggle puss.
So exit, stage left.
So if you have a game this week, then I hope it is an RPG Elite session. And for it to be that, folks, have to do the opposite of what I said. I'm just reiterating. I'm just saying, unless you like having it like that. Know what I mean? I don't know why you would like that, but hey, this is what it is. Different strokes for different folks. Know what I mean? So until next time, folks, God willing, check out these videos over here. And until then, I'm gonna have to say peace. 5,000 leets on Friday. I got another one for you. I am outie.